Hello all, this is Zimnala coming at you with another adventure in the game Demise, Rise of the Kutan. This time we're going to be doing another lore reading with our friend Sticky Fingers. And let us see what we will be checking out today. So after T-Wazas, we end up with in the daggers. Looking like we're gonna be doing maces maybe, or maybe even stabs. Nope, swords. Crosses. Alright, so this might be a double feature because crosses are really short. So it might be crosses and swords and... Let's see, where's the edge of that? Slimes. Oh, we're going right into the demons. Alright. We'll start it strong with demons. Demons are a pretty large group. So Dimians, the weakest of the known demonic beings, the Dimian has a poisonous touch and is well protected. The Horned Demon, they are powerful fighters. Horned demons are capable of causing much harm in combat. Their filthy claws can cause disease in their victims. Daemon. Normally invisible, Daemons are capable of unleashing devastating fire spells on anyone who gets in their way. Shengal. Often mistaken for Daemons unless their invisibility defense is penetrated. These intelligent demons roam around searching for something. Anyone who crosses their path often falls victims to a devastating magical attack against where there seems to be no defense. They're the first enemy that cast Shengal. The Kaelmian, a larger, more distant and powerful cousin of the Dimian, the Kaelmian is a vicious combatant with deadly claws that secrete a mortal disease. Oh, it's our buddies, the Gale Demons. Servants to dark power, the Gale Demon is a dark legend among adventurers. It is said to be unkillable and wields an immensely powerful magic. A rumor persists that the Gale Demon was driven off by a pack of spotted tykes traveling with the paladin Hart, although Hart himself was killed in another encounter before he could divulge what, if anything, he learned. I think you can guess by this that it's the animals that can fight. It's like that other Prophet of Insanity I fought. You just have to have strong companion monsters. Winged Demon. Of moderate ability, winged demons are rarely much of a threat to a well-equipped adventurer. Troll Demon. Dangerous combatants capable of doing considerable harm to their victims. Troll demons are poorly protected. An all-out hand-to-hand attack will usually overwhelm troll demons. Unfortunately, we're reaching the ones that are hard for us to identify from these, but we just haven't really been back to those floors, so we'll pick this up another time. There's quite a few more in this list, as you'll see. It goes down to the Kutan Janal, so there's not too much we can do about that. That's okay, we'll have plenty of chances to come back later. Now we head back to the items. So we're gonna go find the edge of where we left off. The crosses. The Cross of Redemption, a cursed item. The Cross of Redemption appears to drip blood if used in combat, which is so distracting and upsetting that anyone foolish enough to try to use it in combat has little hope of survival. The Silver Cross. A large silver cross, novice magicians prize this weapon for its ability to strike multiple times every round, as well as its ability to cast spells against undead creatures. It's actually not a bad weapon if you only have magic classes. Like if you're doing like a solo class build, this is actually probably your first good upgrade. Because it hits multiple times. Cross of Clairvoyance. This cross is not only a more powerful version of the Silver Cross, but the enchantments on it also provide its wielder with the ability to see invisible creatures. Cross of Light. The Cross of Light is quite the handy weapon. The enchantments laid on the relic provide the user with the benefit of protection and the ability to electrocute their enemies. In addition, the user can invoke the cross to cast a light spell several times. Cross of Life. A poor weapon, the Cross of Life is much better at restoring life to the deceased than taking it. Cross of Domination. Highly prized by magicians who have also gained some skill in combat, a Cross of Domination is a potent weapon, capable of hitting many times for decent damage. Even more devastating is its ability to cast Abolish Undead, decimating the ranks of the unliving. Then we have the Defiled Cross. Another cursed item that's new to my experiences. Carved from hardened wood, ripped from a defiled temple. This cross actually has decent attack and defense capabilities and can cast the spell Wither Soul at a relatively high level. However, because of the nature of the materials of which it is comprised, it inflicts only half its normal damage on demons, devils, and the undead. Cross of Fury, one of the more powerful crosses. This weapon allows the user 4 strikes per round, as well as the ability to critically hit an opponent. Cross of Hope. This is another new item. Bokar Mob, an artificer who worked for the Magic User Guilds, took an earlier pathetic cross and reworked it into a prized offensive and defensive weapon that only high-level mages are able to use. In addition to augmenting the bearer's physical attributes, this finely balanced cross allows 6 swings per round, and adding to its worth is its ability to cast a high-level resurrect spell 8 times. So yeah, they took that Cross of Life and upgraded it. Now swords are a pretty large group, but we'll get through this. The Bronze Sword. A simple short sword made of bronze. This is often the first weapon of a novice adventurer. Sword of the Winds. Only a few of these swords are known to exist, and they are for sale in the town store. It is made of adamantite and is capable of striking 3 blows per round. It is this speed which gives the sword its name. While it is highly effective in combat and even offers a boost to the bearer's strength, there must be some disadvantage to this very expensive weapon. It has been sold many times to experienced adventurers who often sell it back to the store after only a few adventurers using it. If you're curious about that, the basic thing is that it doesn't have any ability to hit anything with weapon resistance. So it's actually worse than the steel dagger, despite it being made of adamantite, supposedly. So something went wrong. They messed up big in making this one. Whoever forged this is a fool, or even worse, malicious. The Iron Sword. A simple iron broadsword, this weapon is capable of making deeper wounds than a bronze sword. Another cursed item, the Backlash Sword. Often found near the entrance to the dungeon, these cursed iron swords often lead to the demise of their wielders, since they cannot be dropped once equipped without the aid of the store. In the first fight the bearer gets into often kills him and her before the dungeon can be escaped. Thief Sword. This can only be used by thieves. I think also just the classes, so it has a few, but a steel short sword. This weapon is capable of striking twice around for a good amount of damage, and even increases the thieves' ability to backstab. It also boosts the bearer's dexterity. Katana, a razor-sharp, two-handed sword, steel longsword. This weapon is capable of striking twice every round, and not only does it do quite a bit of damage, it enhances the bearer's ability to critically hit, and is extremely effective when used against humanoids. The cutlass, not to be mistaken for its cousin, the cutlads. In this case, it is with its heavy iron blade. This meat cleaver of a sword is more effective than a normal iron sword. In addition, a finely balance allows it to be swung twice during each round of combat. Wicked Blade, a steel sword with the serrated edges. This weapon can be swung twice per round and causes more damage to its victim than a normal blade. In addition, the serrations will occasionally foul an opponent's weapon, giving a slight defensive bonus. But it doesn't say in there is it's also a thief-only weapon, thief-only guild-type weapon. The Crystal Sword, a single long shard of crystal. This exceptionally light sword is capable of parrying as effectively as it can strike. Its lack of weight allows it to be used twice around without effort. Steel Sword, a simple broadsword made of steel. It can strike twice in a round. So yeah, it's pretty basic. But it can hit anything that the steel dagger can, so it has a boost in weapon immunity striking. Orcish Blade, a garishly embellished weapon, inflicts a bit more damage than a standard steel blade, and has the potential of landing a critical blow. The embellishments conceal a spell script that increases the damage inflicted on humanoid creatures, an important advantage in the never-ending dominance battles amongst the orcs. Oh, I bet. Kirat's Sword. This is another one of the new swords that I only learned about during this playthrough. The renowned weaponsmith Kirath da Silva was so impressed by the quality of an orcish blade he'd been tasked to repair that he created a weapon that is very similar. He was unable to duplicate the spell component, but with his skill, Kirath improved the blade's balance and responsiveness, increasing its likelihood of hitting the target. His blade sports far fewer embellishments from the one that inspired it, eliminating the prospect of tavern fights resulting from coarse jests made about the blade and its bearer. Aw, man. That is the best aspect, though. You really want to get into bar fights over it. So the Ravager. This is another of the restricted type swords. Like some of the other ones can be used by more guilds, but this one has a little bit more restrictions. A two-handed broadsword, the Ravager improves the wielder's ability to critically hit a foe due to its great size, though any blow from this weapon is very dangerous. However, it is enough balanced to permit 2 blows per round. And then we have the base adamantite sword, made of adamantite steel. This weapon is capable of parrying some blows in addition to striking twice a round. So this is the step up from steel to another weapon immunity level. And we have the cursed Bergen's Blade. This heavily cursed steel broadsword is capable of doing a great amount of damage to a foe, providing that the wielder actually manages to make a blow connect. In addition, the sword weakens its wearer and makes him or her clumsier as well. Then we have another one of the new items, the Cold Iron Blade. A serendipitous accident that occurred when a dwarven smith was experimenting with cold forging techniques. This exceptionally hard and keen iron blade surpasses standard steel blades in attack, defense, and damage capabilities. And then we have the base Mythonite sword, which is the next level up from adamantite. An elegant but highly effective weapon made of mithenite. This weapon can be used to make 3 swings per round and improves the wielder's chance of making a critical hit. Then we have the Conqueror, a heavy 2-handed mithenite broadsword. This great sword is capable of inflicting terrible wounds on its victims and increases the chances for a critical hit. Its fine balance permits 3 strikes per round. We have the Sword of Decapitation. A 2-handed long sword is named for its ability to strike a foe's head off with a single blow. Even without this ability, this sword is capable of 3 strikes per round and improves the wielder's critical hit ability. Then we have our friend, the Mangus. This thing is great. A rare and unique weapon, the Mangus is famous among sages for its ability to lay low all but the mightiest undead in a single blow. This 2-handed mithenite longsword is a very fast weapon, capable of 4 blows per round, and its razor-sharp blade has a good chance of causing a critical hit. While its damage capability is no greater than any common mithenite sword, it provides the bearer with a good increase in strength, dexterity, and constitution. By far, this is one of the best weapons to run in the mid-levels, just for its ability to kill undead without much trouble. Undead will by far be your biggest problem at that stage. Flaming Sword. A rare form of enchanted mithenite broadsword. This weapon is more effective in combat than a normal mithenite sword, though it still only has 3 blows. What makes the sword unique is that it causes burning wounds in addition to its normal damage. As a safeguard, the sword provides its bearer with some protection from fire. Then we have the Ripper. This is another limited one. Paladin and good classes can't use this one. Affectionately named by the Barbarian Guild for ripping the guts out of creatures, this blade easily hits and damages opponents. Another prized feature is the enhanced ability to land critical hits. We got the Holy Sword, the pride of the Paladins. It's actually pretty decent, but it does get overshadowed. The most prized possession of many Paladins, and eagerly sought. The Holy Sword is a heavily blessed mithenite broadsword. As a simple weapon, it is a good mithenite sword with 4 blows per round and an improved chance of a critical hit. Its blessings give its wielder a better than normal defensive advantage and improve wisdom and charisma. It provides protection and defends against paralysis and draining. Heal may be invoked over 24 times. Against demons, devils, and undead, the sword is exceptionally effective. It's not as good as the Mangus at undead, but it does give a good boost against it. Then we have the Murdering Blade. Extremely rare, the short, narrow mithenite Murdering Blade is a much lighter than most mithenite swords, making it exceptionally fast. It can be swung 4 times per round and is quite effective to parry with. In addition to improving the wielder's critical hit ability, it also boosts the backstabbing ability by the same amount. Most fearsome is the fact that occasionally the blade will behead a foe. Finally, the sword provides its wielder with a small boost in strength and dexterity. This is one of the best of the thief-only weapons for its level range. So it's actually a pretty good weapon. Toxic Sword. This environmentally unfriendly toxic rapier is in fact quite friendly to those light-fingered enough to be able to use the weapon. A concealed flask in its hilt and tiny runnels along the blade allow venom to enter, otherwise minor wounds. Without proper treatment, the victim will suffer a prolonged and agonizing death. Oh yeah, this is another thief-only weapon. It's just a little farther down the line. Let's see. I don't know if it's actually better than the Murdering Blade from just the description of what's going on with it, but maybe. Sword of Domination. This rare sword is highly prized by all fighter types for its ability to cast soul domination, thus allowing them to befriend many of the more dangerous monsters in the lower depths of the dungeon. So much friendliness. It's good for capturing monsters. And we got the Vorpal Blade. This heavily enchanted Mythenite longsword. This is perhaps the fastest weapon ever discovered. It is capable of striking 7 blows per round and has a tendency to decapitate its victims. In addition, the speed boost shows itself in better attack and defense bonuses than normal, as well as a small dexterity improvement. I don't know if this is still one of the best weapons in the game, but it definitely what used to be one of the best ones. I haven't actually reached it in my current playthrough, so we'll see. And we have the Blade Jarong, a unique and deadly weapon. The Blade Jarong is a heavy two-handed broadsword enchanted to permit 4 blows per round. However, its greatest enchantment is its ability to inflict terrible punishment on humanoids, and a great deal of injury on humans who are following a guild. So yeah, it's another it's a human-centric sword. Like, it does extra damage to humanoids in general. And we got the Dragon Slayer, the mythical one that we had gotten from the Keeper of the Slayer towards the end, and we still can't use. This exceptionally long and heavy two-handed Mythenite sword is nearly a legend for its ability to strike dragons dead from a single blow. The sword carries many powerful enchantments, not the least of which increases the wielder's strength and dexterity, so that the mighty weapon can be used. Its enchantments make it very fast, 4 blows per round, and very good attack and defense bonuses are joined by the fact that the sword will freeze the blood of a foe. It also gives excellent protection from fire. It is a pretty good sword. Zathros' Wrath. Livid at the damage he and other guild members were taking from fighter types in the dungeon depths, Zathros el Assassino commissioned this Yatagan-style sword to tilt the killing field in his favor. Spell scripts engraved above its edge enhance the wielder's ability to land critical blows and the backstab opponents. Groups placed just below the scripts secrete strong poison, which infects the wounds created. And best of all, the rose quartz pommel is imbued with enchantments that boost the wielder's attributes. So yeah, this is a villain-only weapon. Probably their ultimate. Oh, there's 2 different ones of these? I'll have to look at that. Maybe they're a little different. 240, 240. Oh, interesting. What is the difference? 5 swings. 5 swings. It probably has a different modifier. One is probably more effective against devils, and one is probably more effective against demons. That's what I'm reading from this. Iriel and Iriel of the Warriors Guild, widely known as the Bastard Twins, were looking for a powerful sword that would decimate the evil creatures of the dungeon, but they couldn't agree on which was worse, demons or devils. As a result, they decided to commission twin swords that mirrored each other except for one area. Iriel, who hated all demon kind, had his blade imbued with spells that double damage on all demons faced. If you're wondering, the Kutan Janal is a demon. This is a good weapon to fight him with if you can't wear something better. Whereas devils do probably have a point if you end up fighting against devil princes, for instance, farming on the next floor and if they show up somewhere else, because they used to be a stud-only enemy, but maybe they've got moved somewhere else, but because I haven't seen one yet. But those are a very, very nasty group of devils that are, in many ways, even deadlier than the Kutanginal. Let's see. Let's see if how much of it. Yeah, so it just says that he despises devils, so it's essentially the same readout. So, Blade of Elemental Fire. Fire rubies in the hilts of this exceptionally crafted blade glow with each blow landed, adding fearsome burns to the heavy damage inflicted by the blade. The same enchantments protect this blade's bearers from fire damage. Fair enough. This is just a really high-level general-purpose weapon. Blade of the Moon. This is a magic user-only sword. Magic user guilds devised this short sword to give their weapons an option other than the usual daggers and crosses for single-handed weapons. Its base abilities to hit and damage opponents are very good, while it offers substantial protection and refreshes mana. Its excellent balance allows 4 swings per round. Enchantments on the blade enhance damage inflicted upon many types of creatures, especially lycanthropes, and may freeze opponents. Spells worked into the grip and pommel provide invisibility and offer strong defense against magical paralysis and draining attacks. We got the Sword of Battle, matched only by the Armor of Fight. I'm kidding, I haven't seen that yet, but maybe it's here. Maybe it's in the game. Only highly skilled fighters can wield this fearsome sword, which is capable of inflicting truly horrific injuries on the hapless creatures it hits, up to 5 times per round. Each successful hit has a high likelihood of being a critical blow, and if this wasn't enough, the spells imbued in the red bloodstone pommel greatly enhance the wielder's strength, stamina, and dexterity. So this can only be used by 3 guilds, the 3 primary fighting guilds, the Warrior, Paladin, and Barbarian. We got Blade of Thunder. This is one of the stronger of the original ones that was not the Vorpal Sword. This is like probably the second one, strongest, other than maybe the Dragon Slayer. Let's see. 4 hits, yeah. Now, the Dragon Slayer was unique, only one person could use it, so if you had a group of 4 fighters, this was a good alternative if you couldn't find Vorpal Swords. A narrow Mythonite longsword. This weapon is enchanted with many of the aspects of thunder and lightning. It is fast enough to permit 4 blows per round and causes electrical damage to its target. In addition, it provides its wielder with excellent protection from electrical attacks. It can also cast electric field at a high level of effectiveness many times. And there we go. I hope that was enlightening. I learned that there was 2 versions of that other sword. I didn't actually even notice. I think I just sold them in. But yeah, I thank you all for following along on this story time, and we'll be back again to check out the next parts. I'll catch you later. Bye-bye, y'all.